it sucks to be rejected by a girl you want to be friends with. That hurts. This podcast is a Dear Media production. Before we get into this episode, we just wanted to say that it was recorded in full prior to all of the wildfires in California. And so we will not be discussing that in this episode, but we wanted to acknowledge that, and we will be discussing it more on this Thursday's episode.
And, you know, we live in Los Angeles. We love it. It's our home. And we are safe, but so many aren't, and our hearts go out to everybody. And we, of course, will encourage you to donate as much as possible. We'll post resources for that, help. So many people need so much and will for a while. So we just want to say that and, you know, pass along our love and thoughts to everybody who's affected. And we will talk about this, like Ashley said, on Thursday.
I, of course, co-sign everything Raina said. This has just been unimaginable, and we will talk about it more. But for now, here is your episode.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Eat.
Welcome back.
Can I tell you how I was so hungover the other day? I was like laying on my couch on Saturday, and I was genuinely trying to remember how I opened the show.
So
I was like,
you
what is the line I say?
You know, it's a little quicker. It's a hi, guys. It's not hi, guys.
No,
You've been a little...
I couldn't remember the words in the sentence, like how I said it, not the tone and the speed.
The words.
What do I say when I open
6 years running. 7 years running.
That's how I'm
Just the hi and the guys. That was what was tripping you up. Was it the hi or the guys?
Hi,
You've
guys.
been a little bit less sing-songy.
Are you enjoying it or no?
You do you. It's your show too. We're going to do what we're going to do. Can I tell you what I'm not ready for? What? Ski season.
What's your problem with it?
I'm not. It's the time of year when I feel the most like an outsider.
Oh, because
Like,
you and I don't participate.
We
in
don't
it.
participate. We're not part of the culture. And everyone's like, you know, group chats, or should we do a ski trip? And people are on social media and everybody's talking about it. And I'm so outside of the culture. So every year I hate it. I get through it, but I don't like it.
I mean, there's so many things I don't like, so I'm used to not being a part of the culture. Music festivals, hiking, biking, skiing, snowboarding, generally any outdoor activities. So, like, I'm used to, like, being outside the culture.
Yeah, I guess there's sort of a music festival season, but your stuff is pretty year-round, like stuff you don't participate in. You know, people are biking always, and you just are used to that. But for me, I'm like, there's a specific ski season, and it's just like, it's okay. I've come to terms with it. I just used to feel a lot more just like, this is a thing that a lot of people around me do, and I don't do.
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought that. My mom told me growing up, you know, you're going to regret this someday. And I'm like, no, I don't. Watch me.
Not skiing?
Not skiing.
Your mom was like, you're going to regret this someday?
I was like, you're
You
going to
watch
regret how
me.
you are to me someday. Yeah, because I didn't want to ski or bike. And so she was like, you're going to regret this. All your friends are doing this stuff, and you're not going to participate. And it's just like, you and I, we don't like being cold. I don't want to exercise while I'm cold. It's a lot of suiting up.
It's so
and
much
money.
work for what I don't perceive to be a lot of payoff, because I'm white knuckling it down that hill.
Right, you just go like zoom down
I
a
feel
hill.
too scared. I don't like going too fast outside of a car. A car, I'm like faster.
When you're in a car. Oh, you are? I don't like that either.
Well, you know, I drive
Again,
fast,
everything's
and I
different.
like Sparkle eyes to drive fast, because he'll be racing people on the highway, and I'm like, you
That's
better
what you're
fucking
on.
win.
You're jerking him off while he does it.
Yes, because he's like, I was like, have you had past partners that don't like this? He was like, yeah. I'm like, if you don't win, I get the ick. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I like going fast, but just like in a protected cage.
But I'm with you.
Seatbelt on.
It's too dangerous. It feels like a lot of work and money
Yeah.
to just hoof it up that hill.
Right.
I know I'm not walking up the hill. I understand that. But it's a lot of clothing
Right.
to put on. And then the skis. And I'm nervous about getting off the ski lift. Every year we talk. I don't like it. I don't want to do it.
But like it does appeal to me. Like sometimes I'll see these like videos of these girlies like just going down the hill. I'm like, that looks so cool. They're so cool. You ever see videos of like, which is not safe, but like you'll see two hot women in like bathrobes skiing down a hill with like a cup of coffee in their hand. And I know that's not realistic or safe or real life, but like they're doing it. And I'm like, that's the dopest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's sexy. Listen, if I was a man, I would find it very sexy in a woman. I'm just not doing it.
And it's fine because You know, I found a man who doesn't care.
It's everything. It's being cold. It's exercising. It's just, it's not fun to me. But I am jealous of the fashion.
I know. The fashion.
I really love the fashion. Even Kim Kardashian came out with, she sponsored the show. She came out with like a line in conjunction with was it North Face this year? To do like a Skims North Face collab.
Oh my God, of course.
Like, the Kardashians are such big skiers. They're just the most trend predictors at Skims. All right, well, let's talk about our partners. Thank you to JLo Beauty. Get 20% off and 3 gifts at jlobeauty.com/GGE, and Quince. Get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order at quince.com/GGE.
And thanks to Timeline Nutrition, get 33% off your order of Mito Pure at timeline.com/GGE33. And Nutrafol, get $10 off any order and free shipping when you subscribe at Nutrafol.com with code GGE10. And thank you to Skims, the trailblazers of skiing. Shop, not literally what a reach. Shop the Skims Best Intimate Collection at skims.com and in stores. So we're back at Gravitas today.
Yes.
You guys are watching on YouTube. We're at this private club in Beverly Hills. We love it here. Deciding if this is going to be permanent, but
I'm pushing for it. The toilet seats are warmed, and they brought me a Diet Coke and a crystal glass.
So they have the fancy toilets, and I haven't like washed my butthole here yet. There's a full bidet.
Do you use bidets in like public places that aren't your home?
It's rare that you come across one. There was a place in Atlanta that had like the full fancy sushi place. It's this full fancy like Japanese toilet, and I did spray my butthole in that restaurant before, but usually I don't.
How hard do you go?
I'll go pretty hard. You know me.
Okay, where do you aim it?
In the hole.
What? No.
Oh, I don't know. What do you mean aim it? They aim it for you. It's only on it's on like a remote control.
Yeah, then you can move your body so that the spray goes in a certain place.
Towards the top.
Like it's a carnival game.
Like the top.
Like you're going to win.
Yeah, I'm not like go right in the hole.
Okay, you don't go straight
like
up the
that
hole.
carnival squirt game.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And like how heavy is the pressure?
They're all different
Probably
because
pick
that tushy that tushy would burn a hole in your butt. Like it was powerful. And other ones are like a lighter stream. I mean, they really are not all created equal, but the toilets here, yes, the heated seats are incredible. But also I didn't poop in there.
Oh, I've pooped here.
You today?
Yeah, that's why I want to go to a different bathroom than you. Ashley and Tess are always trying to like come to the bathroom with me. I'm trying to poop.
No one's trying to come to the bathroom
Every
with you.
time I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom, you guys are like, I'll go too. Absolutely. This has happened at Dear Media multiple times.
That's girlhood.
I don't want it.
And you're the weirdo that tells Tessa she can't be in a public bathroom with you.
Because I'm trying to poop.
It's
I don't
like
want
diva
poop.
behavior.
I don't want to poop next to my assistant. I don't want her to think about me like that. It's the opposite of diva behavior. I need her to like. It disrupts the
kicked
power
Tessa out of a
imbalance.
public bathroom.
I let her come. It disrupts the
Tessa's
power.
just trying to bond, and you're like, get out of here. You can't hear me pee.
I'm having very bad luck with people coming in my house too. Why? Like I was pooping in my powder room the other day, and the contractors let themselves in the front door, and not the hot one.
You had the door open?
No, I did have the door shut.
Were you blowing it up?
I was pooping, and then I got so scared, so I run out of there, and then I didn't even tell you this. So they came in the front door.
Did you wipe?
I'll tell you the whole story.
Okay.
So I didn't know that they were coming, but I was like, I have time. And so I went into my powder room, and I was pooping, and then I heard the front door open, and it was not the hot one, but it's the married one.
So who
It's not
says
hot.
powder room? That's so funny.
I'm trying to differentiate between my bedroom, bathroom.
Okay.
It's the one in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So the contractor and his like foreman walked into the house, and I hear them walk in. So I hurry and I shut the door to the powder room. And I have one of those push locks on the inside.
Yeah.
You like press the little button.
Oh, those stress me out.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like they're fake.
I locked my powder room from the inside while I was outside, so I couldn't get back in.
Oh my God.
So I go like I was like, oh hi guys. So I like pull the door shut so they don't go in there and smell my poop. And I locked my own powder room and couldn't get back in.
How'd you end up?
You get one of those little push pins.
You had to break
I had
in.
to push pin my own powder room.
Break into the powder room? Say powder room one more time.
Powder room.
Well, I feel like me and my fiance crossed a boundary because which we do stay in hotels a lot, but he usually goes in the lobby to poop.
Yeah, as you should.
I poop in the hotel room with him all the time. Like,
While he's there?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I turn the faucet on, I turn the fan on. Like, I'm not just like, are you ready for it? And then I go like, let it rip. And I'm like, listen up. But he doesn't. He usually just, he
Men
he
go in
likes
the
to take a
lobby.
while. Yeah, he goes in the lobby. I love when we check into a hotel and he immediately scopes out where he'll be pooping. That's how, I know it's love. But we stayed in this Airbnb in La Jolla like over New Year's, and it was just like a 1 bed, 1 bath. And we just had to be in and out of that bathroom. I mean, I feel like we really knew what each other were doing in there, and we were open about it.
Is he a first thing in the morning pooper? Do your poop times align? You're a 10:30 a.m.
10:30 a.m. Yeah, he knew I was a little backed up. Like I was, because I'm feeling a little sluggish. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too regular right now. And so when I went in there, and it was like 3 days worth.
What are you even saying to me? How did you survive?
2 days worth. 2 days worth. I'm exaggerating. Okay. And I went in there, and I was in there so long. I was in there for so long.
How long? Quantify it.
Like just way too long.
2 days worth.
Way too long. The study says you're not supposed to be in there for more than 10 minutes. It just came out.
The study just came
a
out
recent
by who?
poop study. Yeah.
By who? Charmin.
The science.
Charmin.
No, like a real study. Charmin probably wants you in there longer. A scientific study came out, and it was like,
Or
you're
what?
gonna. It's bad for your butthole.
To be stretched out like that.
Yeah, to be on the toilet scrolling, pushing.
Scroll. What does scrolling have to do with your butthole, Ashley?
Raina, I swear to God.
It's bad for your butthole for you to be
Recent
scrolling
poop
TikTok
study.
on your phone.
Here it is, CNN. Don't sit on the toilet for more than 10 minutes, doctors warn. Yada, yada. It might seem a harmless way to pass the time when you're going number 2, but experts warn that what they call prolonged sitting on the toilet when you're scrolling can harm your health. It's even been connected to an increased risk of hemorrhoids and weakened pelvic muscles, says this doctor, a colorectal surgeon.
So it's how long you spend scrolling has a direct impact
Yes,
on
so
your
it says,
butthole.
when patients present to me with complaints, one of the main areas we have to delve deeply into is spending a lot of time on the toilet.
I mean, it makes sense, right? You're just not supposed to be in that position for that long.
Yeah.
But I mean, how is it different than being on a Peloton?
Because you're not pushing out your
The
rectum.
It's the pushing. It's the pressure.
I'm not straining.
I stopped working out and I've forgotten everything about it.
So anyway, you guys cap your poop scrolls to 10 minutes. But yeah, I do feel like we kind of crossed a boundary there.
Well, I'm glad you guys got through it.
Yeah, we made it.
Is that when he gave you that nickname?
Raina, I wasn't even going to bring that up. I literally just said to myself, don't bring up the nickname.
I feel I'm on this group chat with you guys. I feel like I'm like part of everything you guys do, and I really like it. And you were like, he gave me a new nickname. I want to say your nickname.
I said he really got creative with this new nickname.
Yeah, he dug deep for it.
Poopy Lady.
The creativity is astonishing. And I was like, what did she do, poop today?
He called me Poopy Lady, and immediately he was like, not my best work.
No.
Poopy Lady. But also something about it is so funny.
It's just, you could apply it to anything, like anything you do in the day, right? Like, look at her drinking water, little water lady. Like, it's not creative.
And he's
honestly,
actually, like,
the beauty is how uncreative it is.
Yeah. And he is like so funny and quick. And we have like so many stupid nicknames for each other. But like Poopy Lady really, like to start the New Year's, Poopy Lady was something else. So proud.
Has he continued it?
It's in the mix.
Okay. What else you got?
That's like secret between us. Couples that you call each other stupid shit.
Yeah. I didn't actually call me stupid fucking baby all the time.
That's right.
But it was cute. It was endearing.
I have one more update for you. And this was something that was not on my 2025 bingo card, but I just got a wild hair.
Okay, you know I said wild hair to somebody the other day, and they were like, what did you just say to me? Is that not like a very common phrase? And then I had to explain what it meant, and nothing. It's so embarrassing explaining things.
I love to say wild hair.
I got it from you. I'd never probably said it before you, but I started saying, like, I got a wild hair.
We had a friend that said he got a bee in his bonnet. It's like,
That's crazy. That's crazy coming out of a man's mouth.
Yeah. Who didn't know wild hair?
The person I told you I don't talk to anymore, but I also don't talk to him.
What? I just had a stroke. Didn't one time I say to you cold snap and you were like, that's not a thing?
But I think it is.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard
You've
that
come
before.
around.
But like, there are like regional things. Like in New York, people always say it's brick outside. Do you know what that is for it being like cold?
I've
I'm like,
seen
that's
that.
so fucking stupid. That
just-
doesn't mean anything.
Bricked up means you have a boner to me.
Oh, bricked up because you're hard.
Yeah, that always
Like, what does brick have to? Like, I
don't get it.
I can't explain it.
I've also never heard anyone say it.
Brick. Oh, I have.
Okay. Well, each their own.
Okay.
Okay. I cleaned out my email inbox. Don't worry, I still have 87,000 unread emails, but my email inbox was unmanageable.
Yeah, I don't understand how you live like that.
Okay, but I want to talk through this with you. So
Yeah.
my email became unmanageable. When I'm on my desktop, they have it divided by promotions. And so it was easier to see. But on mobile, when it's not in folders, like I would be scrolling to get to like the one email that was important in my life. And I don't understand how people keep their inbox manageable. Like every single business I've interacted with over the last 20 years has my email. Like every place I've shopped, every charity I've donated to, even sometimes sites you don't give your email, they know you're there. They got it through your Gmail. Like I visited a site the other day. I did not sign up for anything. And 10 minutes later, thanks for stopping by, which seems illegal. So how have people been keeping their email manageable?
Absolutely. This is the most, like, there's two types of people in the world, me versus you. And there's people that, like, hyper manage their inbox like me. And there's people like you that you look at their phone and the number is 2,000. Like, we can't keep track. And I will tell you right now, I'm going to this is a real time thing. Okay. I have on my phone, all the inboxes in my phone. It's my personal email, Girls Gotta Eat, Girls Gotta Eat Booking, Girls Gotta Eat Stories, Girls Gotta Eat Support, and Vibes Only, and my old Gmail. I have a total of 71 emails unread.
Yeah.
So I clean this like 17 times a day.
What?
It's probably not like a normal way to be. I do have so many emails on my phone. Like I have every single inbox you and I manage together, plus my personals, plus Vibes Only. So it's a lot. I should dial back from it, but I unsubscribe the second something comes in. Inbox. I don't let it even sit there for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, so listen, there was a point where it was 0 and I was living that life, but I don't know, that was probably 10 years ago. And then it just got out of hand. And then the number is something I don't even look at. Text messages are crazy. Like sometimes my fiance will have like 50 to 100 unread texts and I like can't understand it. Those are probably group chats that got really lit, but I can never see a number by my text. I want to be clear because I think it's like there's two types of people and it's like emails are different than text to me. Like I just had to let my email box go. And I was wondering how people do this because I definitely get hundreds of emails a day, like newsletter, spam type things. No, they're not all spam. They're marketing. I get it. We send them out too. But you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't get hundreds because I unsubscribe immediately. And there's certain things I have to unsubscribe from like so often. Like you and I travel for a living on tour. So every time I book something on hotels.com, it triggers me back into the system.
Yes, you get a receipt. You're back in the system.
I unsubscribe immediately.
Okay. So I felt like trying to unsubscribe immediately would be like chasing a moving target. I couldn't do this.
Your point, yes.
So I found this service, which there's a few out there, and then there's like mixed reviews on them all. And then there was one that people use that then it said it actually doesn't unsubscribe you. You have to stay subscribed to that service or they'll all come back in. So I finally found this thing called Clean Email. This is not an ad. I paid for the upgraded service. They do have access to your Gmail, which I don't love, but I found enough reviews and endorsements about it that it seemed fine because they fully have access. They scrape through your email. I went through, they list every single email. I unsubscribed mass. It took me probably 5 minutes to unsubscribe to, I don't know, 300 to 400 to 500 things. And I'm cleaned out. They do it by day. They're like, here's what came in on Friday. Here's what came in on Saturday. Just mass unsubscribe. They do all the work for you. And you watch it happen in real time. They're like, currently I'm subscribing, waiting to unsubscribe. And they did it all. And I'm like living free. I'm like a new woman.
This is how
I can check my email on my phone now.
I'm so happy for you. Wait, you don't check your email on your phone?
No, I would check my email on my phone. But what I'm saying is like, because it's not divided on your phone, I would open my personal Gmail and be like, I like sometimes I put it away and be like, I'd have to search by like a sender to even like find something.
So it's so funny because you ask me this question literally all the time. We've been in business together for 7 years. You still ask me like every other day, did you see this email? And I'm like, Ashley, there's never been an email I did not see within 10 minutes of it coming in because I am psychotic.
But you get push notifications. So
no.
You don't?
No. Not for emails.
Emails don't pop up on your phone.
I like hyper check them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, years ago, I was like, I can't have emails come up on my phone because all day it's every place I've ever shopped.
I have every email address that we manage on my phone. So I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So I am so happy for you
this feels
to live
nice.
like this. It feels so nice. It makes your email way less scary.
But now I can, if I see one go in, immediately unsubscribe. I've gotten to like the manageable, normal place.
Yeah, when you said hundreds, I was like, I don't know. I unsubscribed to maybe 3 a day.
Okay. Yeah. No, now I'm living that way. But I'm cleaned out. And again, there's still 87,000 unread.
I am so happy for you. Honestly, it feels amazing. I'm addicted to it. That's why I check it so often.
Yeah. Okay.
Tess and I cleared out our booking email yesterday. Tess and I managed like all the incoming requests from people that are asking to come on the show. And I was like vibrating from stress for how many we had in there. It was 20. It was 20, and it was 20 because like everybody's been off work for the last 2 weeks, and like normally every day
20.
I get back to them, and Tessa will just say like, "Thank you very much, we appreciate the pitch, whatever." Like we send a kind response to everybody.
Yeah.
And the 20 was like really making me like feel like I was going to die inside.
Oh my God.
And I was like, if Ashley sees this, I don't even know.
Can you imagine I judge you?
I'll be so embarrassed if she sees this.
Like, Raina, I know I have 87,000, but this 20, it's just not like you. Okay, anyway, well, I did want to tell you that. And it feels good. Like, cleaning something up like that feels nice.
Oh my God. It's amazing. Also, Saturday, we didn't speak to each other. It was the first day. There's maybe 3 days in 7 years that you and I have not spoken for a whole day. And I was having an amazing day. I did not talk to one person. I never left the couch. And I thought that was so funny because we were talking to our friend Brittany, and I said that there was 3 days ever that I hadn't spoke. We were watching the Golden Globes with her. And I said, what did you do yesterday? It was I said, it's crazy. It was one of the only 3 times I've ever not talked to you for a full day. Usually if it's rounding 11 a.m., I'm like, are we mad at each other?
Right.
So her response was like shock that like you and I don't have days where we don't speak to each other.
Raina, she asked, do you two talk every day? And it made me question if you're downplaying our friendship to her.
Oh, no.
How does she not? Also, we run 2 businesses. But I almost I had to reel it in to answer the question.
Too.
I almost laughed in her face.
So you answered so calmly that I was like, why isn't Ashley going harder about this?
I don't want to give people that tone of like, yeah, what are you, stupid? But in my head, I'm like, what? Yeah. I literally was at a loss. And I was like, what has Raina been telling her?
Oh, no.
That we're not that close? That we're just work friends? No, seriously. I've been meaning to ask you.
Oh my God, that's so funny because your response was like pretty calm. And I was like, this is an insane question.
It was an insane question.
Actually, there's probably like, you and I are like hyper involved in each other's lives because we have all the same friend groups. And I'm also on a group chat with you and your fiance. And we run 2 businesses.
Yeah.
And like every person that works for us is on it. Like even before I hit you up solo, we're on 17 group chats together in a day.
So, by the way,
I haven't downplayed our friendship.
But by the way, technically, we still texted on Saturday on a group chat.
So you knew I was live. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I just knew you were live that day. Nothing like tipped me off. So I knew you were fine. I didn't really need to like call you or check in or drive by. But I actually don't even think it's one of the 3 days because technically we were on a group chat. There was one day in like 2018 where like I think it was over the holidays and we didn't talk. Maybe it was 2019.
2020 during the quarantine, there were some days that I didn't speak to people, but that was like such dark times. And
Yeah.
I remember the beginning of the quarantine, I just had days where I didn't speak to people because it was just so depressing.
You probably still spoke to me. I mean, if we were on the tape,
probably.
I'd have called Verizon and be like, I need the receipt.
I do think you were just like, are you safe? Because I literally was living alone during the quarantine.
Yeah, I think
You were
I
home
checked
with your
in with
family.
you quite a lot.
That is so, yeah, I mean, I thought the shock that went through my body when she asked, like, do you guys talk every day?
Yeah, it was wild.
It also made me wonder, like, does your average person have people that they, without fail, talk to every day? Because, like, I mean, outside of you, for me, it's Melanie, and it was one other person who I'm trying to unweave my addiction to. So it was,
Oh my God.
there's 3 people that I spoke with all day, every day. Right now, it's just you and Melanie. But, like, Melanie, I'll go a day or 2 if she's on vacation, if she's in Europe.
Okay.
But you, without fail, do you think your average person like talks to their friends every day?
I am curious about
Not
it.
their
and
romantic partners, friends.
Friends, yeah. Well, my romantic partner's my best friend. Just kidding. Can you imagine?
I've been thinking about you telling people that recently. Like, did she tell people that? Because for so many years, you talk about podcast about like, ew, that's your best friend. That's your favorite person. That's your best friend. And I've been like, does she think that's her best friend?
So you will never hear me utter the words that my fiance, soon-to-be husband, is my best friend. I'll never say it. If I say it, it's going to be sarcastically in my vows. I have thought about starting my vows like that and then being like, just kidding, you guys, ew.
I've been thinking about it for a while now. But does she think that's her
But
best
here's
friend?
the thing. They do they are one of your besties. Like, we are buddies. Like,
Yeah, it's never to be uttered out loud.
I will never say it. And if you say it, that's great because a lot of you probably do. And that's your truth. Like, it's a beautiful thing. Of course, he's one of my best friends. Like, I love our friendship. Yeah. I love talking shit with him. I love downloading my day with him and vice versa. I love talking about my poop with him. But I'm never going to say it. I think it's an insult to you.
I worry about it
And
sometimes.
female
recently.
friendships in history.
I think you see it more with people like my brother and my sister-in-law where like they've been together since they were 22 and now they're like 35. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's not that she doesn't have plenty of friends of her own, but like my brother probably is her best friend because like that's who shaped her growing up. Like that's been the main influence in her life. Like your fiance is not the main influence in your life growing up.
Yeah, and it's just like, yes, okay, technically he's one of my best friends now. But
One of them.
I think it's also how you're brought up. Like, my mom would never call my dad her best friend. I've always said this. Kathy's her best friend. And then after that, it's Jen. And then after that, it's like Cookie and Joanne. You know, like he's not in the best friend group.
It's just like that should be your favorite person
Yeah.
in the world. And like that is like your therapist and your accountant and the person that gives you life advice. It's
Not
your
the
life,
accountant.
it's your coach, it's your
Yeah.
life coach. It's not your best friend.
Yeah, no, I've actually been thinking about it too because I really do love him as a friend, which I think is really special. Because I think some people, like, their relationship feels just more like a romantic
Transactional.
partnership or whatever. Not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
transactional. That's just, but like, yeah, it's just kind of like I think you see couples that are truly like buddies and you see some that don't really give that vibe.
I mean, when I look back at the people I've really loved, one of the things that I will always say, one of the things I was actually recently telling somebody about my last relationship was he was a great friend to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not because you're having sex with them or raising their children or they need money from you. Like, just they were a great friend to me.
And I think a tell of that is like when you see couples like really laughing together or like they have inside jokes and, you know, they like talk and gossip. Like I've been around his parents. Like I remember being like a wedding with his parents this summer and like they're like giggling, like they're friends. Like it's cute to see,
It
you
is
know?
cute to see.
So speaking of friendship, we do have a friendship topic today. Real friends, not your partner as your friend.
It could be your friend, not your best friend.
Not your best friend. We're going to get more into it. We have a friendship topic today, but we're just going to talk about a few partners and then we will get into it. Okay. So it's a new year. And if any of your goals include looking and feeling younger or just like preserving how you're feeling right now, feeling your best, regaining your energy, feeling confident in your skin, conquering your goals, knowing your own strength, getting stronger, whatever your goals are, this is a supplement that can help. It really supports your health at the foundation by encouraging cellular renewal. So I'll tell you guys a little bit more about it from the scientific end, but Mito Pure is a precise dose of the rare postbiotic urolithin A. It works by promoting an essential cellular cleanup process that clears out dysfunctional mitochondria, which are your cell's battery packs. So this is really going to keep your cells healthy. It's going to keep them feeling young and your energy levels up. And you're going to have better workouts, faster recovery, more endurance, all this which will help you achieve your New Year's goals if those are part of your goals. Mito Pure is shown to deliver double-digit increases in muscle strength and endurance without a change in exercise, which is a win. It's just going to help you feel your best, most revitalized you. This has kind of been what I feel like is really like popular for a good reason, like development of like cellular health. I mean, cellular health is the foundation of well-being and longevity. Mito Pure recharges your cells by helping all of your systems work better, research-backed innovation. It's going to unlock your fullest potential. So we are really big fans of this product and we really think that it works. And so you can awaken the strength, power, and resilience already in you with the first and only supplement clinically proven to rejuvenate health at the cellular level. Timeline is offering 33% off your order of Mito Pure while supplies last. Go to timeline.com/GGE33. That's timeline.com/GGE33.
Okay. And have you seen these memes of like men and like their skincare routine? They just like go hard on their face with a bar of soap and a washcloth. And like, I feel like I'm on the other end of things where I've like gone so overboard with like skincare because I'm newer to it and I'm obsessed. But there has to be sort of like a happy medium between those. So enter JLo Beauty. Their simple, hardworking skincare routine that just makes sense. So get that JLo glow with JLo Beauty's Deluxe Kit, the one-and-done skincare solution clinically proven to boost your skin's radiance and luminosity for an immediate and lasting glow. The secret is JLo Beauty's 5-step routine featuring 5 multitasking formulas designed to cleanse, refresh, and prep your skin to take on the day. That JLo Deluxe Kit is an easy-to-follow AM/PM solution that gives your skin a smoother, visibly brighter, improves the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and protects against UVAs and UVBs, all the things that are great that we love. I love that Blockbuster Hydrating Cream. My skin is so much more plump and dewy, and I see why 100% of the people from an 8-week clinical study who tried it had smoother skin. Also, I just love the container. It's just so like radiant and beautiful. I love leaving my JLo Deluxe Kit out on my dresser on display. Very chic and affordable. JLo products look and feel luxurious with ingredients and packaging that you can expect from somebody like JLo. Get more glow for less with your skincare routine too. So try the Beauty Deluxe kit for 60 days, and if you're not totally satisfied, you just return the bottles, even if empty, and you get your money back. Get the only skincare routine you'll ever need. Head to JLo Beauty, that's JLOBeauty.com/GGE to receive 20% off plus 3 free limited time offer gifts. Head to JLOBeauty.com/GGE for 20% off and 3 free limited time offer gifts. A $175 value at JLOBeauty.com/GGE.
Okay, and Skims. Listen, you guys know that I was never really a fan of underwear, and I wear Skims underwear. This is not a lie. I pack so many pairs with me every time. I've been starting to wear underwear with jeans
So
even.
It's a crazy endorsement that you never wore underwear until Skims.
My issues with underwear before were like just kind of where they would sit and kind of like dig in. Like I'm all about a smooth silhouette, and I feel like the biggest issue I've had with bras and underwear over the years is that they take that away. They like cut in and you get like bulges and, you know, like you just want to feel like it's smooth. I don't know how they do it, but their bras and underwear just don't do that. They give you the smoothest silhouette. They're so comfortable. And I love all my matching sets. I mean, when I wear a matching set and Sparkle Eyes discovers it, he's just like, what is happening here?
So much thought went into this. I
Yeah.
mean, she is ready to take on the world and take this dick.
Yeah. Like the lace bralettes with like the matching, I would do like the cheeky thong. I'm obsessed. Like I have that in red and hot pink. So I have so many pairs of boy shorts. I probably have 20 Skims boy shorts.
Me too. I have their thongs now too.
Yeah.
My whole drawer is Skims.
Like I sleep in them and then I'll throw in like a big t-shirt sometimes or like a tank top. I mean, I have it all. I mean, they're the best boy shorts I've ever worn. They're so comfortable. Again, like I'll sleep in them sometimes, a lot actually. And just everything that they do, I like the Fits Everybody t-shirt bra. That's really a hot item. And my favorite bra is the weightless scoop bra. So this is, whatever the material is so comfortable on your skin. It's not like padded or anything like that, but I have it in a couple different colors. And the weightless scoop bra is like actually one of my true absolute favorites. I feel like it's one of the more like underrated items. Mm-hmm. And we just love everything that they do. And, you know, I feel like when you get home, you can't wait to take off your bra. I don't feel like that with Skims. I don't even know what's on.
Yeah, I sleep with it.
Yeah. So you guys can shop Skims Best Intimates, including the Fits Everybody collection and more at skims.com and Skims stores. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you, select podcast in the survey, and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows.
Okay, so we've been like really talking about doing this episode for a while, and I feel like there's all of these articles we keep seeing about like different buckets of friendships, different friendship tropes, and how we all just sort of categorize friends and what they mean to you versus what you mean to them and things like that. And so we wanted to kind of like run through some of those today. I thought that was just like really interesting, all these things that have come across our desk. And the articles were in New York Times. We'll cite them. And I pulled a stat from here about just in general, like how we are with friendships.
Okay.
It's based on a widely cited article. Most humans have the brain capacity to maintain 150 friendships with 5 or 6 at the very core. So like including me and you. 10 to 15 in the second tier, 30 to 40 in the third tier. The fourth tier encompasses everyone else you're not embarrassed to greet upon meeting accidentally at the airport.
That's
like
so
you
funny.
Say like, hey, what's up? The fifth gigantic ring is just acquaintances.
Yeah.
So I thought that was just interesting in general. Like 150 friends, like a lot of people.
That's
They're talking about
going
people
to
you
sound
wave.
crazy to some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people you wave, but like I don't consider somebody I would wave at the airport a friend necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, that's fourth tier though.
Okay.
I probably think of my friends in 4 tiers, but I would throw the acquaintances in that fourth tier. Like
totally.
like 5 or 6 people, which it says including certain family members. Right. So that if that's like your sister or your brother is like one of your best friends, this just feels about right to me. The 10 to 15 in the second tier and then 30 to 40 in the third tier. And I've had to think about this too with planning a wedding and then thinking about like a bachelorette, for example.
Oh my God, totally. That's when you start to like, I mean, definitely bucket people.
Because bachelorette is first and second tier, which I feel like that's about right because I'm thinking of about 20 people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's where you cut it off. And that's how you know.
That's when you bucket people.
And then
wedding.
third tier, if you're going to have a pretty standard type of wedding, I don't know, with 100-ish, 150-ish people, I don't know what's average. Like that's probably going to be your third gets in there.
A work friend. Work friend you don't really socialize with outside of work.
Yeah, some people, though, those work friends are top tier because they know all
work,
your secrets.
They're my work friend.
Yeah, your work wife, though. I also really like that article, too. And it did feel about right. And I think everybody's different. Like, someone's like, I don't know 150 people. What are you saying?
I know.
It's giving, like, top 8 from MySpace. Like, who would be in your top 8?
But, like,
remember that?
150 people, acquaintances, that's like, where are we drawing what's an acquaintance?
Right. Yeah.
So I guess I know 150 people.
I mean, I've thought about this before when I've tried to clean out my follows on Instagram. I'm like, I've met so many people in my life. And like a lot of people, like, I may not keep up with them anymore, but I'm not going to unfollow them.
So I feel really bad about those people because I'm like, we haven't spoken. Some of them are people from like my Danny Meyer Union Square Cafe. I was a manager there when I was like, over a decade ago. And I'm like, I haven't talked to these people in 10 years.
Yeah.
I got to follow them.
I know. I'm the same way with these people from Atlanta, like people I used to do PR with or whatever, and like those are people for a moment in time we would like go to drinks solo.
But it feels so mean to unfollow them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't really need you here.
I love when I find a rogue person that I can unfollow. Like this happened last night. I was like, who is this girl? Because some people don't post a lot, but then they like get engaged and they post and they come up in your feed because the algorithm is like, they haven't posted in 5 years. Here you go. And so I saw this girl. I was like, who's this engaged girl?
Perfect time to unfollow.
And then I was like, she was like a friend of like an ex. And I'm like, immediate unfollow. And I hope she's doing well. But I was just like, oh, so easy. Don't feel bad about it. She was like friends with my ex.
No, you could unfollow some people.
Right. I'm
Actually, when I go through your follows, sometimes I really
2,000.
laugh. I mean, I was like, one day I was like, do you know you follow Airbnb?
You guys stop. Do not look at my follows. I've really been trying to clean them up. I try to keep them under 2,000.
You're at 1998. That's great.
Oh, good.
No,
I like
you're
to
doing
stay under 2,000.
You're doing under 2,000. But you follow a lot of businesses. And I'm like, you could just look it up on the internet. Like, you follow restaurants. I'm trying to, it takes me a long time to find it because, like, I have to scroll past every person you and I co-follow, which is like half of the people that I follow, you follow. I can't even get there. You follow a lot of businesses.
I know. I was way more loose with it in the early days of Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Like every restaurant, you were just like toss them a follow. Yeah. So
I'll never get to the bottom.
Now I'm really conservative with it. And there's people that I should be, and I'm like, I got to stay under 2,000. That's so many people to follow.
Okay, you could unfollow meme accounts.
I have over the years. There was a point where it was so many, and then I'd see like a stupid meme. I'm like, we're done here.
Bye. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you'll work on it, but you're under 2,000. That's good.
I've been working on unfollowing some of those businesses.
But if you guys check her follows and it's just something crazy, just DM me about it. It's funny.
And it's probably 50. It's probably 50 corgi accounts. And koalas.
Okay, I really want somebody to go through all this and categorize it for us. I want somebody to be like, Ashley follows 48 koalas, 95 corgis. I want this
I'm going to
list.
show you. So if I just start to type in if I start to type corgi, like C-O-R, like.
Oh my God, Ashley.
Look at. Oh no, it's not that many.
It's not
One,
that
two,
many.
three,
It's
four,
like
5,
eight.
6, 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I've cut back, but they could be under other things too.
Right, they could. Just type in dog.
Dog, and there's all the dogs.
Oh my God, Ashley. All right, let's do koalas.
Okay. No.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 koalas.
9 koala accounts. Do you think that's all the koala accounts on the internet? Like, how many more could there be? You've got all of them.
You know what's the worst when you're following an animal and they die? I used to follow this house fox,
totally.
like domesticated fox. And then there's also this like domesticated raccoon. And when they pass, it's like, I have to sit with them for a minute.
No, I followed some dogs that die. And then you're like,
It's so sad.
well, okay, that's not my first thought. My first thought is, how much longer do I have to follow this? Like,
oh no.
It's a legitimate question.
Right.
Like, because you're like, okay, I feel bad it died, but like, it's eating one of my follows.
Right,
Or that squirrel that they had to put down.
But that got all political.
Yeah.
Why was that squirrel like a MAGA icon? The fact that squirrel turned into like a political pawn.
The fact that people just found out about that squirrel and I've been following it for 4 years.
You were following that squirrel?
Ryan told me about that squirrel like 4 years ago.
Did you think the owner was hot?
So hot? Why do you think I followed him? And he'd wear these gray sweatpants and he's a huge dick and the squirrel would be like climbing around.
We're following that squirrel. What was its name?
Type in MAGA squirrel.
Squirrel MAGA. Peanut the squirrel.
Peanut the squirrel.
Peanut, first article. Peanut the squirrel's death sparks MAGA backlash. Rainey, you were following a MAGA account.
I've been following this. Listen, that guy looks MAGA, but you don't know about this.
No, I knew all about it.
This guy always wears gray sweatpants and he's always just like yoked up with his butt's out. He's this big dick and you always look at his dick. Look at his dick. That is crazy.
You'd think that was the squirrel in there.
I mean, yes, it looks like a squirrel. I mean,
Okay, so we never talked about Peanut on the snack, and I think we must have taken a week off.
look at his dick, Ashley.
Yeah, I can see it.
And they
That's
purposely
crazy.
zoom in on how huge it is.
Right. Okay, now I do
Anyways.
see why you followed him.
That's how I know that Ryan's gay. 'cause
That's
Ryan
how we know
introduced
Raina's
me.
MAGA. It must have been an off week of the snack because we would have absolutely talked about Peanut the Squirrel. I think it was over Thanksgiving. It was. I
No,
was
we did. We
on
talked
the
about
group
it. Yeah,
chat
yeah.
over Thanksgiving about this
Yes.
squirrel.
Yeah, we talked about how we
And that-
didn't talk about it.
Okay, got it. All right. Well, where were we? Friendship. Ashley's follows. No, when I look at my follows, I'm like, I still consider that person like, I think that's a good gauge. Like, if we saw each other in the Delta Lounge, would we be like, oh, let's catch up for a minute? You know, we would do more than like a passing hello,
Totally.
you know?
And I still like root for, like, I would feel really bad if somebody was like, does she not root for me anymore?
Right.
Like you didn't do anything wrong, sis. I just don't really care that much about your life, you know?
Right.
But I root for you. Anyways.
Well, that's almost how I felt with some of those businesses. I unsubscribed to their newsletter. It's like, I support your business still.
Yeah,
but I have to unsubscribe to this.
I forget which comedian it was. This isn't my like original thought, but it was like, I hardly understand how like buying a $10 pair of socks has subscribed me for a lifetime of
Yeah.
your content. Like, take the money and leave me alone.
Right. Like, I'm sorry to all the Democrat emails I was getting. Like, where you're at, I don't need. I'm voting.
We're
I'm
your
donating.
ally.
I'm doing what I'm doing.
Totally.
You don't need to clog my inbox anymore.
Totally.
And those emails are always so aggressive. They're like, it's the end of the world.
The
It's
text
all
messages,
caps.
too.
It's red.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, how did they get it to be red?
Oh my God, all during election season. Stop. And I will tell you, we talked about this before with the texts, but the fact that you unsubscribe to an email and then they email you again.
Oh, it's the number one.
Are
thing
you
I hate.
sure? Yeah.
You've been unsubscribed. I unsubscribed.
No, they hit you with an, are you sure? Did you mean to do this? It might have been an accident. I'm not kidding.
I had to check a box and do that. Are you a human thing? CAPTCHA.
I
I had
died
to find all the buses.
to unsubscribe.
To
That's
unsubscribe.
illegal. No, they're supposed to make it easier on you. Earlier, I unsubscribed to something and they had me input my first and last name. I was like, this is illegal. I'm filing a complaint. It's supposed to be one click.
Also, I'm really struggling with the fact that like my email address is Raynal, and I'm trying to like lean into it more and use Raynal more often. But now when I unsubscribe, I actually don't know if I'm unsubscribing from Raynal
Or the
my
other
other
one.
one. And so I
Yeah.
have to do it 2 times now.
Right.
This is a problem I created on my own.
Because these businesses are probably like, we got Raynal. Raynal's on our list.
Do they talk about it like in company meetings? We got Raynal.
Oh my God.
Like the draft. Okay.
Yeah, we got Raynal. Okay. All right. Well, circling back.
Okay. Hit me with the first trope.
Okay. So I want to talk about friendship one night stands.
Okay.
Which I think this is so interesting. I think that we've all been there and it's exactly what it sounds like. And it's, well, I mean, you don't fuck because then it's an actual one night stand. But a friendship one night stand just feels like you connect with somebody immediately. Maybe you run around all night. Maybe you're bar hopping together or you just have some deep conversation and you share all your secrets. And I feel like a lot of this is like alcohol induced. You know, it's just like it's the drunk girls in the bathroom at the club.
Totally.
You know, like we're all like in the club, we're all fam. You know, like I feel like it's that, but on a different level. Sometimes you really do bond with like one girl and you wake up and are like, that's my new friend. And she doesn't feel that
I
way.
know, it's so crazy because it's usually for me at a house party when there's like a bunch of people and I find one person. I went to this party one night and I met this girl. I think she worked for New York Magazine, which like I'm such a fan. And I was like, I think I just like sat there and talked to her for like 30 minutes. I like couldn't get enough of every single thing. We exchanged numbers. We were like gonna hang out. I put her on my like LA friends list in my notes and we just never spoke again. Mm-hmm. And
Did you
I-
did you reach out?
I might have texted her and she sent me like an invite to something and then I
Yeah.
didn't go. Now that I'm running on the tape on this, she did try to be my friend and then I didn't really do anything. I one night standed her. Actually,
the tables have turned.
it's hard for me sometimes to not continue a friendship with somebody that I have no other ties to, but like it's more likely that I will continue the friendship. Like when we first moved here 2 years ago, we had that night out of Los Amoroso and she invited all these girls over. And
Yeah.
we had like this girls' night and you and I to this day are still really close with all the girls that were there, but like everyone else is tied together. If it's just like a random person in the world, I'm less likely to like continue a friendship, I guess, because not in my orbit as much.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to think, like, I don't think that I've ever pined for a woman I've had a fun night out with. Like, either we've become friends,
Right.
because I'm good at making friends, or I realized it for what it was, which is just probably like a fun drunk night. like I was trying to think if I've ever been like, God, I want her, you know, like I want her to be my friend.
That's how I felt about you
and
when I
she
met
like
you.
rejects me, you know. But it's me. We became friends. Like I also, and this will transition right into love bombing, but I have a sense for people who are love bombing or who are like too close too soon or just like too much, and like that's a turnoff to me. And I think it can be fun sometimes to like super bond with a girl when you're drunk at night, like we're at a party or at a bar or at a club or whatever. So I think we've all had those moments. But I was thinking of this one girl, and we met at the Stand in New York at like one of their parties, and like we just buddied up all night. We had like the best time. Like we were like best friends in that night. Like it was just like we were together all night. We were talking to the same people. Like we immediately connected. We were like back and forth, and we are still friends. Like we've gone to lunch a couple times, and we were at a party a couple weeks ago. But I don't know. It was definitely that. It was definitely like tonight we're besties, and like tomorrow we won't be, and like that's okay.
It's just nice to meet those people sometimes, just like in the wild. And I copied this thing from one of the articles. It says, you know, what's nice about it is you're not constrained by the baggage of history or the weight of expectations. It's an opportunity to be a different version of yourself, to experiment and to fully embrace the present moment because you have like no history, no obligations to this person. And I think we all become a certain version of ourselves with the different people around us. And I don't think you show up as a totally different person in all your friendships, but there's certain people I'm a little more affectionate with. There's certain people I'm a little sillier with. I think that different people experience me in different ways. There's certain people I'm probably a little more combative with than others, you know? And this person is just free of all those constraints.
Yeah. And, you know, I think what we want to offer here is like, what happens when you have someone like that and you really want to be their friend? And I think as a rule, I think you can reach out twice. You know, if you exchange numbers, that's fine. Or if it's just you find them on Instagram or social media in some way. Like, I think if you're the one pursuing, like if you're the one that had the one night stand and you're like, I really want to be her friend and she hasn't reached out, what should I do? I think you do a light touch, like, hey, we should get together. And if they ghost you and ignore you, we're done here. But if they hit you back with a like vague, like, yeah, we definitely should, but don't really offer anything up, then that's okay because you're still kind of a stranger maybe. And I think you can do like one more specific thing. Like if they don't bite on that first thing, I think you can then be like, hey, you want to go to coffee? Or hey, do you want to go to yoga or do that? And then if they reject you again, like that's not meant to be. And they don't want to be your friend. And for whatever reason, you know, maybe it was just a one night stand for them. Maybe they do this all the time. You know, maybe they're like a fuck girl and that's it. But I do think like sometimes we all kind of do this like, yeah, we should get together. And it's not that we don't want to, but sometimes we just say it and then we do need a little extra push to do it.
Some people just have less capacity for friendship. Like we were with a girlfriend last night and I really like her. She's great. But she was saying like, I don't respond to text messages. And I think she's just the kind of person that's just not going to be on her phone all day long, just texting. Like, I don't think she's going to have 1,000 friends she's just ping-ponging back and forth with. Like, she probably is less likely to meet somebody at a party and, like, follow up with them the next day and talk to them, whereas, like, you and I are on our phones a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, like, if somebody's just outside my orbit, like, you and I are, like, running these two businesses and we already have a lot of friends and our families, and, like, if they're just kind of outside my orbit, I just kind of forget about them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about this girl who I met at that little holiday party that Lisa did. And like, I don't know, I really liked her and we've messaged since and been like, we should get together. But like, I don't feel like we're at a point where I would just like go to a solo lunch with her. It might feel a little awkward. So I'm like, I'm kind of hoping for another group hang.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I think I want to be her friend.
You texted me. You told me that you made a new friend.
I know. But I think of Louisa, who's like literally like a sister to me. And she says she had to work for my friendship so hard. And we had met when we were both doing internships. And then we came across each other over the years. And she said like, we should hang out sometime. And she said that I gave her like yeah, totally. And again, it was just like she was like, I knew you were in PR and I figured you probably just said that to everybody. And she really like pinned me down. She was like, okay, well, when?
You make people work a little bit for it. It's a nice quality. Listen, I wish I was like that.
I guess I'm saying that in an encouraging way of like, don't feel silly to like try twice. And then after that, I think you can hang it up. And then we talk about the like meet them twice theory, which is sort of invisible through the string theory, which is just like running into someone a second time when it comes to romantic partners. But this could work with friendships too. Yeah, like maybe you just got to meet them again. Maybe you just got to run into them again.
Yeah. You just need to have some kind of like shared thing.
Yeah.
You know? And if I can manufacture that, like I have friends that I'll like go to an art show with and there's nobody else to ask. That's my art show friend. How many art shows do I go to?
Right.
one a year.
But it's, you know, I think people get in their head, they're like, it sucks to be rejected by a girl you want to be friends with. That hurts.
I know, but I feel like throughout the years, like so many people have been like, do episodes on how to make friends and meet friends. And like,
Yeah.
this is the best way. Like you had this great night out together. Like just follow up with them on Instagram.
Yeah. And if they don't respond, like put them in the bucket of the one night stands you've had with potential romantic partners. It's just life, you know? And like you had a fun night and like that's what it is. And maybe you'll run into them again, or maybe they weren't worth it. And maybe you dodged a bullet and they were going to be a shitty friend.
Should be like that sometimes.
Yeah. It's just going to be like that. But we want to talk about a love
I
bombing.
feel like I'm like foaming at the mouth to talk about this. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Because like as I read this, there was a few articles about it. Because like you hear about love bombing in relation to romantic partners, and then it's different than like love bombing with a friend. Like I didn't even identify it as this. Like what has happened to me with like a couple friends, and like you were along for like such a crazy ride with somebody. But love bombing with like a romantic partner is a real need to like control you and control the relationship. And I don't think it's so insidious with friends.
Well, I guess I sort of agree with that. I mean, to me, I guess you're probably talking about a love bombing as being part of a bigger problem where it comes to like a narcissistic type personality type. Like love bombing just as its own action is just like too close, too fast, making promises, future tripping, all that stuff. Like it can be manipulative and insidious, but the action of it in general is again just that like laying it on too thick too soon.
I guess by what I'm saying is like the motivation feels different for me. So like in friendships, I wrote down like excessive praise,
Right, the motivation.
constant communication, support that feels a little misplaced. Because you're like, you don't know me that well.
You're actually so right. Yeah, you are right. Because I think, I hate to say that like the reason a woman might do it, or like, you know, a younger woman might do it is like just a like neediness for friendship and like connection.
That's all I read it. I read it as a need to connect, and you think these are the tools that are going to help you connect with somebody.
Right.
And probably girls that have done this with friends, like they get rejected a lot because it is too much. But they're like, this is what I have to work with, is telling somebody they're so pretty and offering great gestures, and I'll pick you up from the hospital or the airport and
I'll buy you things.
Yes, and it feels so misplaced. But with a romantic partner, I see it as a way to control me. With a friend, I'm like, you really are just like grasping at straws to connect with me.
Right. I guess there could be a little darker side of why a woman might do this to a potential friend. She wants to steal our identity. No, but like those people that are just want to be everybody's best friend, they're like social climby, like clout chaser type people. Like there could be that. You know, you
see that
you just lay it on so thick with everybody. You want everybody to feel like they're your best friend, which is like a red flag. Like I pick up on it. I'm like, our relationship isn't deserving of this type of, like you said, excessive praise or compliments or communication or gifts or whatever it is. I think with these people, like you have to assess their other friendships. I always think it's a red flag if someone doesn't have any long-term friendships. There's exceptions to every rule of why someone might not. So you could be that. But if someone really has no long-term friendships to speak of, they're only friends with the people in this phase of their life, you have to kind of know that like you could be a short-term friend as well if you want to continue down this path. Like I always am a little wary of it.
Yeah, I mean, I try to guard the things that I share with those people.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do. Like I'm happy to be like silly and share memes and like be cute, and like I always joke it's hard to love bomb me because like I believe those things, but like it's hard to describe it. You just know it when you feel it. Like it feels really icky, and you're just like, this is too soon for this like heaping on of praise. And like I've noticed this when I first moved to LA. People would offer to pick me up at the airport all the time, or like after I got my breast reduction here, I had like this girl like send a bunch of food to my house, and like all these things at their core sound like you're complaining about some really nice stuff. Like you're complaining about people's kindness, but you're just like, it's misplaced and I feel it. Like it's too much.
Yeah.
And I think some people, of course, there's exceptions to rules. Some people are like, that's just how I am.
Right.
I meet somebody and they're like
my
family
love language.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, of course I would send you food to your house after you get surgery. Like, doesn't everybody do that? But like, I can sort of just feel the difference when you meet somebody that is always like that with everybody, and that's just their personality, or they're kind of like love bombing.
And this can look different ways. I think we kind of know what it looks like, but we did ask our followers on Instagram if they have ever been love bombed by a friend and what it looked like. We got some everything from, you know, wanting to hang out a lot to single white female style.
I mean, the number one thing that stood out to me was asking for locations too soon. I don't want to share my location with anybody, and I feel a little weird. Like I shared it with Jackie recently, who's like one of my closest friends. And I was even like, I'm not trying to share my location with you.
The sharing location is funny because remember that one night we were just at dinner, me, Brittany, and Allie, and we all just decided to share location.
Not me.
You never did?
No, and then Brittany made fun of me because we were in Paris this winter. I was like, when are you going to be here, whatever. And she sent her location to me. And she's like, where are you? And I screenshot my location and sent it back. And she was like, are you fucking serious?
Oh, my God.
You're not going to share your location with me? And I was like, I don't want to.
Wait, that's so funny. She put you on blast.
I don't really like sharing my location with anybody unless you need. Why would you need to know where I am unless it's you?
Well, I should know. Because those times when I was worried about you, but then also if you're in your home, you could still be dead in your home.
Totally. So it's not going to help.
Right,
I mean,
exactly. When I don't know where you are, when I'm worried about you, I think you're dead in your home.
Right.
So it wouldn't really help.
When you are not where you say you're going to be on time, I know you're in your home. That's why we can't share location.
I can't share my location with you because I lie too much. I say on the way too much when I'm still at home. Okay, all right.
Sharing locations too early. Why are we? Like, there's some people that like really get off on it. Like Jackie said to me, she's like, I have everybody's location. You're my last trophy. I don't want to share my location with anybody. I don't like it. Now I've been getting a little addicted to it because I'm like, what kind of shady ass shit are you guys doing?
It is fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But I don't want it. Anyways, sharing your location with somebody too soon. Oh, it's so awkward. You're like, I don't need you to know where.
Right.
I need you to know that I spend 7 nights a week at home.
Right. Okay, so yes, wanting to hang out every single day, know everything about me, share locations. She would insist on paying for things for us, justified by caring for us. I mean, there are definitely friends that also like buy friends too. We've known a few, and listen, I'll take some of that. I'm going to keep you at arm's length, but I'll take that vacation.
I mean, there are the grandiose gesture thing. You're like, this feels
But
a
like,
little misplaced.
It also depends on what it is, because some people have a bunch of money and they just want to treat people and have a good time. Dinners, tickets, this and that. Again, you shouldn't take and like take advantage of people, but like presenting me with an item too soon, I'm like, what is this gift? Take it back.
I know. That's what I feel. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm suspicious of it.
You bought me clothes why'd you buy me clothes?
It's too much.
Do you think I can't dress?
Inviting me on like a trip or picking up the tab for the whole dinner. And also, again, I'll take it. I don't want to make it all sound insidious. You guys are probably like, yeah, this sounds nice. These people are being nice. It's like, I don't know. It's misplaced.
Yeah.
It feels misplaced.
Constant, again, the text barrage, calling, wanting to meet up, even though when you're not reciprocating, obsessive and overly generous, but then became manipulative if she didn't like my choices. And then this one says, it started innocent enough. It turned into borderline stalker. She morphed her appearance to look like me, dyed and cut her hair, same clothes, piercings, and suddenly became super jealous of my other friends. They all saw it right away. It took me months. That is not your traditional love bombing. That's something else completely.
That's like single white female.
That's like they
Stalker.
want to be you or be with you romantically.
Yes. I think these type of friendships tend to implode pretty in a big way.
They kill you.
Yeah. You die in your house, and then
Your other friends can't find you.
Then you have no friends who can find your location. And I think that these people probably have a pattern of that happening. So they're used to it.
Yeah. After the first meeting, they declared we were best friends. The friendship imploded in months. Yeah. I mean, that is one of the most of like the you're my best friend. And like, even sometimes you see it on reality shows. Like, I get it. You've been through a lot together and you have a crazy shared experience if you're on The Bachelor together. But like, you come out of it 6 weeks later, that's your best friend.
You and I see people on Love is Blind say this all the time. And I'm like, you didn't spend 6 weeks. You spent a week.
Yeah.
That's my best friend with my best friend. I'm like,
Yes, you
what
do
are
see it. You're
saying?
right. You do see it on Love is
Always
Blind
Love is
all the
Blind.
time. That's my best friend. Embarrassing.
You just met her.
Do you have any other friends? So crazy.
It's hard for me to differentiate sometimes. Like when people use you as a sounding board in a crisis and you're like, you wouldn't even be my 10th call on this list.
Right. I mean, this one says like she called me crying after the second time we ever hung out about her date canceling. And it's just like, sometimes I feel for these people because it sounds like they just don't have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't want to come across insensitive. Like, I get it. Some people have a harder time making friends. So when you meet someone you connect with, you may feel like you're closer than they do. And I want to be empathetic about that. And, you know, we've done plenty of episodes on like making friends and, you know, if you go too much too soon, you are going to like push people away. That's not the answer. But I also do feel bad. I mean, you know, it's people do this in romantic relationships. Like they just want it so badly, you know, like this is no different than someone acting like this with like someone they've been on a couple dates with. Like they just want it so badly that they go too hard, overcorrect.
I think it's really well-intentioned. I think all this stuff is well-intentioned. I think it's just, I mean, buying somebody a bunch of stuff like isn't an attempt to like throw your money around usually. It's an attempt to be like, this is my value I can bring to this friendship and like see, I am worthwhile, you know? Like, it's all an attempt to show their value, whether it's like complimenting you or I think people that call you too soon in a crisis probably are like lacking friends.
Well, I actually want to bring up the other side of the coin, which someone wrote 2 back-to-back, say, yes, I was love bombed. I didn't know or realize until she discarded me. And then one said, told me I was her ride or die bestie and wanted to live together until she dropped me. And now I want to talk about people who just have like a flavor of the week. And I don't really know what that is about. And I had a friend like this. I mean, this was like high school. And she was just that best friend bouncer, like best friends with someone like attached at the hip for a couple weeks or a couple months or even like a year. And then you have a new best friend and she just like drops the one before. And I don't really understand that behavior or why it happens or where it comes from, but that happens too. I mean, these like best friend hoppers.
I think you see people like obviously in Hollywood a lot like glob themselves onto somebody because they want like fame, but yeah, we all have like that person we know that's like she's a different best friend every week. I can't like be involved in it. And
but what is that?
I think that if I let people get that close to me, I could have a new best friend every week because you say people are attracted to me. They are. People like to tell me their problems. It's just I have boundaries.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like maybe it's just those people don't have the same boundaries and it seems like fun in the beginning. And then you're like like people like more easily discard somebody.
Yes.
Like I also don't easily discard of people. I have boundaries and I don't discard of them easily. So like I'm sort of outside of that bucket.
It's weird. It's almost like guys that do that. It's almost like someone that just wants that newness and then wants to move on to the next. And you don't really think of it with friends, but like we all know that girl that has like a different best, and she's usually like cool and fun. Like, you know, they're able to get that best friend every week because people want to be friends with them.
Totally.
And we've all heard it. It's like, oh, that's her new like flavor of the week. And it's just like, no, that can't be me, you know? And I just wonder what the motivation is and where it comes from. And maybe it's like they have insecurities that they don't want someone to get too close. So maybe that person like picks a new best friend and they have a bunch of fun with them and they're like, we're besties, we're this and that. And then they get too close and they have to push them away. I mean, who knows? But it's a weird behavior.
Maybe they don't feel the same like level of closeness with others that you and I might because like it can develop really quickly and you can discard it really quickly. Mm-hmm. So like maybe you just don't develop such a deepness with other people the way that some do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or maybe it's you desperately need that validation and like it's like a chase.
It's like a real dopamine rush to like think you're so great and amazing. And you're like, I did that.
Yeah, or again, it's like I'm going to make her my best friend and then once you get her, you're done with her. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's like it's a strange behavior. So I think there's like really 2 sides of the reason why people do this. It's like someone that is a little more like needy and desperate and really wants friendship and then someone that's just like a friend hopper. So, neither is good. Hot take. Okay, well, we're just going to talk about our other partners and we will get right back into it. I am telling you guys about Nutrafol. I love Nutrafol. This has really helped me on my hair journey. It is something that I take every single day. I've had a long struggle with my hair. I feel like I used to have like really great hair and then I had some hormonal changes and I went off the pill and things just kind of changed and my hair is just thinner and, you know, aging too as well. And it's just really not what it used to be. And Nutrafol has really helped me feel better about it and get it back and really helped with decreased shedding and my hair growth and visible thickness. My nails are so strong. Like these are my like natural nails, which I just can't believe. But I think hair really affects how we feel about ourselves. I mean, you know, I really still am at a place where I'm like, I don't feel like it's perfect or what I would really want. And I think a lot of women feel like that. And, you know, that's just something that really makes you feel like beautiful. And we all just want to love our hair. And a lot of us don't. And so many women experience this. Everyone's root causes of hair thinning are different. So that's why Nutrafol doesn't offer just a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth. And again, this is something that you're struggling with or just starting to notice. Like this is really where you can turn and start to fix the issues from within. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1 million people. You can see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. And that's something I've noticed too. I feel like the main thing is we notice how much hair we lose in the shower. And I just don't notice it as much. And again, my hair is just stronger. My nails are longer. So you guys can start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code GGE10. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code GGE10. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code GGE10.
Okay, and finally, it's New Year. If you guys are looking to refresh your wardrobe, dress a little bit differently, spice it up. I think a lot of you are probably thinking, like, how can I get quality pieces, but like also afford it? So Quince is really it. I'm wearing one of their sweaters right now. If you guys are watching the podcast, they have these cozy Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $50. I'm wearing the burgundy one now. I was wearing their button-down, like, beige cardigan last week to record. I wear this stuff to record all the time, not because we're doing ad reads. It's just... It's simple, and I cannot believe how like budget friendly it is, and how nice it feels. I mean,
Quality.
this cashmere feels so nice, and it feels like something like just really high end.
I know. And I have that in black, and it's so nice. It's such a good cashmere, and I threw it in the wash on Delicate and air dried it, and it's just like new. I mean, this, I will say, is not Quince. More expensive brand. Look at this, one wash, pilling. Quince would never.
Quince would never. I mean, I have this in like every color of the cardigans, and I just love everything on their site. It really is great quality at prices I truly cannot believe. I bought their woven bags before. You can get accessories from there. There's tons of stuff on the site, belts. They work with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices. They use premium fabrics and finishes for that luxury feel to every piece. You really can just sort of refresh your wardrobe right now with pieces that are 50 to 80% less than similar brands. I mean, I can't recommend it enough. We love it so much. So upgrade your closet this year without the upgraded price tag. Go to quince.com/GGE for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/GGE to get free shipping on 365-day returns. Quince.com/GGE.
Okay, we're back into love bombing. I have never really been like loose with the I love yous even.
I wrote that down because there was this girl who I actually have pushed through it, and she's normal now, and we are good friends.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of our friendship, I remember I clocked it one night. We were like hanging out. She said, "I love you" to me 3 times. And it was making me so uncomfortable. And I didn't say it back any of the 3 times. And I was like, oh, she's just going to keep, thank you so much. I love you. And you don't even know me.
Like, I'm really more like conservative with it. Like, I just really don't like, but I'm trying to get better because I'm like, it doesn't have to be that deep. Everyone says I love you. And like, I've noticed sometimes when at the end of a show or a tour, when we have 1 million people in that room, I'm throwing them out. Like, I'm just like, everybody gets an I love you. The strippers get I love yous. Love you guys. I love you guys.
It feels unnatural.
Like, I guess a little bit, but in the moment, it's so happy. It's so joyful. I love you guys. Thank you. I love you. I love you. Like, I'm just doing it way more. But sometimes, like, after a girls' dinner, like, all the hugs and the I love yous, I'm like, oh, just say it back, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, do I love you though? Like, I don't think I love you.
I agree. I'm with you.
Like, I think I'm lying.
Sometimes it's just easier to do it than to like
sometimes
not say it back. I love watching you hug people. It's very funny.
I have always felt like I'm a little more on the abnormal side. I think some people throw these out to just friends all the time, and that's okay. I withhold them a little bit more.
You're a little more prickly.
Yeah.
I had this like friend, and I had a friend breakup with her, and it was a long time of this. And
yeah,
like, I want to speak carefully about this because it is all rooted in kindness, of course, and a need to connect. But like I said to you, like, she's just really on my dick every second about like, I love you so much, baby, and you mean so much to me. But then she would start kind of like getting on me about like, I don't hear from you as much. We'd be on tour, and we would have like 5 shows, and she would be like, it's important to me that my people check in with me very much. And I would be like, everybody else seems to understand that I'm working, that I'm away, and like they're not going to hear from, like, my parents understand.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I was like, I don't know that you're enjoying this friendship and what I'm able to give you.
I mean, yeah, and it's not classic love bombing because it was years into the friendship or something. Like, her for a long time. Like, love bombing feels like early stages, but it was a form of it, I guess. It's like, I don't know what another word I would use for it, but to me, it's like, I think she felt the friendship slipping away at the same time that you were like getting a little more, I don't use the word famous about us, but like, we've started the podcast and shit, you know, like you were starting to get bigger. We were our podcast, those two things, like, I think she wanted to be in your orbit even more. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, she felt a separation and she just really overcorrected. And like, I felt for her because she just is a sweet person, but like, she was on your dick like crazy.
Also, but she wasn't a longtime good friend of mine.
Oh.
She was somebody that I knew existed for a long time.
Okay, yeah.
Not a long time good friend.
Okay,
so
okay,
the
right.
heaping on of like,
okay, yeah.
it's important to me that my people check in with me. I I think that like people experience these people, and I was trying to think like, what's the advice I can give that's like a good takeaway? Because like I'll say it 100 times, the intention is so positive, but you're like the amount of compliments and the gestures are too much, and it really just caused me to like back off. And like you can set boundaries by like not responding as much or inviting them to things or only inviting them to things in a group, and like that still didn't seem to work. That she would like get the social cue.
Yeah, she didn't like pick up on like the hints that you were dropping.
Yeah, and I did finally have to say to her, like, I put it back on her. Like, I don't think you enjoy this friendship. I don't think that you enjoy like
Chasing me
what I'm
down.
offering you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, just because you see me in a certain way doesn't mean that I see our friendship in a certain way. And if somebody reaches out to me and says, like, I need you, I will make every effort to do that. But like, if I don't see you as that close of a friend, I can't like pretend that I do, I guess.
Yeah. And at the same time, I have felt, and I've said this before, that even with my close friends, like I may have not been the best long distance friend, you know, maybe over the last year, because a lot of the time I spend communicating with on the phone or on FaceTime is with my partner because we're in a long distance relationship. And I think when he eventually moves here, it'll feel different. I think I might have some more time to spend talking to my mom or talking to Kelly or Louisa or whoever. But I've made a point this year to like check in with these people more and talk to them more, and, you know, talked to my mom more on the phone, like we used to. And even yesterday said, like, again, messaged Louisa and asked about her trip and like, let's talk this weekend about it and just talk about your trip you just took. You know, I want to be a better friend, and I've always considered myself a really good friend, but when we are touring and running these businesses and I'm also managing a long distance relationship or whatever else we got going on, like it can be really hard, and they also understand this.
But it's, I mean, when you move away, like you and I really haven't had to work on long distance relationships like this before. Like even Melanie said to me like once, like, I feel like since you moved to LA, I don't really like hear from you as much. And like, that's not because I don't want to talk to my like best friend who I love. You just kind of forget because it stops being easy like day to day. You're not in front of them as much.
Yeah. When Corey or like my mom even like say, they don't say this to make me feel bad. They just sometimes say like, I heard about this on the podcast. And like, I don't love that. I really don't like it for my mom. And I really want to be better about it. And my mom talked to my grandma every single Sunday for an hour my whole life. And it's just like, I think that is important. I don't want my mom to hear about big things on our podcast.
Yeah.
So anyway, good luck out there, you guys.
Yeah. Go ahead and kill it in 2020.
At the end of the day, just find a partner, and that's your best friend and only person you need.
I hate this.
That's all you need in life. Can you imagine?
I had a nightmare the other day that you decided not to do the podcast with me anymore, and you were gonna just like be with him on tour, and you were like, finally, we got rid of her.
Stop, Raina. That's what happened when we don't talk for a day. You start to spiral. Never happen again.
It was reason I had that nightmare that you were just like, finally, we get to be alone on tour.
I tour with him.
You toured with him.
No, you listen. I'm touring solo this year, but you come to every gig you want to. Raina's my opener.
Competing tours. I take Tessa and Ryan. I'm like, that's my team. You can have our tour manager Alex and Sparkle Eyes as your team.
Oh my
we
god,
will share Andrew Russell, our agent.
Guys, no, she's serious. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'll be at all your live shows.
He's signing vibrators. When I toured before, Raina was in the audience signing vibrators. So I was like, look at her go.
Oh, that was so fun. It was me and my brother came. It was so cute.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I got it booked.
So excited.
See, I'll be there. Okay, guys, girlsgottaeat.com. Girlsgottaeat.com. There's merchandise in there. There's episodes. No tour tickets, but one day. Girls Gotta Eat podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Ash Hess. Raina is Raina.Greenberg. Vibes only to get our amazing elite vibrators. And subscribe on YouTube. Share this episode with a friend. And we will see you Thursday.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye.